So here on Insta Drama ID, we have shared with you some of the drama in our quote unquote docudrama. But as you know, there's drama everywhere. And we want to share, if you have a story that you want to tell, you want to share your drama, you can. Just like Jackie Spring is going to share her drama today. Should I call you Jackie or should I just call you Jackie?
Jackie's fine.
So you've been on Pool of Fish,
Right.
right?
The plenty fish.
Plenty of fish. Oh, why did I think it was Pool of Fish? Okay, plenty of fish in
Well,
the
it's
sea.
the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, same idea. POF, right? And I've
Yeah.
tried to check it out a few times, but I don't think I have the vernacular. I think when you reach out to somebody, you have to say something more than hi or hello. They want some certain kind of interaction, and
Right.
you have discovered the magic incantations, as I like to call it. And tell us about some of the things that's happened with you.
So I've been on there probably about 3 months total, and I went with on a couple of dates, but they were kind of strange and nothing really. We knew that we didn't want to see one another again afterwards. But there was
So
one
the
that
the
really
the breaking off the it's not a complicated thing. It's not dramatic. It's like consensual, and you're like, okay, slink off into the night and don't look back.
exactly,
Okay, gotcha.
exactly. But the thing that is piqued my interest was someone who said that she had never had an experience with a woman and wanted me to be her first. And I
Oh,
was like, wow, okay, because I'm bi, so
okay.
I figured why not. And so we started texting back and forth. We initially just messaged right on Plenty of Fish, but um, we exchanged Instagram um, IDs, and
Okay.
so we got on each other's profile, and we were able to message it more consistently. I guess it was quicker.
Right, right.
Um, Although she didn't want to give me her phone number right away, which I thought was kind of a little weird. But I just went with the flow because I figured she was just nervous about me being the first one.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she breaks off Plenty of Fish, and I never see her, like for like a couple of weeks. And I was like, all right, this is weird. I wasn't getting any messages from on Instagram or anything.
Was she still
And then I get,
posting to Instagram, or you couldn't? Could you tell if she was still posting to Instagram, or
I
you
couldn't
didn't
tell
tell? Okay.
because I had requested to follow, but she
She never
never.
accepted. Oh, okay.
So I
All right.
couldn't tell whether there was actually anything going on
Okay.
on her Instagram.
Gotcha.
And so I get a Plenty of Fish message and saying that um, it was from a guy and saying that he was the husband and the ex-husband.
Okay.
Actually, he said he introduced himself as the ex-husband, and that he wanted to know if I would talk with him about his ex-wife. And I was like going, all right, this is a little strange. And I said, well, how do I know like who you are and that this person that I contacted on Plenty
Was
of
actually
Fish
your
is,
ex-wife, right? Yeah.
yeah, is actually
Yeah. You
your
may be a
ex-wife.
stalker trying to milk
And
me
like,
for
how do
things.
you know me? You know what I mean? How did you
Yeah.
find me? He said that it was through he saw my picture on her phone in the Plenty of Fish app. And I was like, all right, I'll go with that story,
So that meant he then had to go through all the pictures on Plenty of Fish to find
Right.
your profile. Okay. Dedication, maybe.
So essentially, he was approaching me to find out um, if I thought his ex-wife was a lesbian. And I thought, this is really a strange question because why don't you ask her
Right.
if
She
she's a
would
lesbian?
probably know the best.
Right, right, right. Like, why would you approach me? And it was almost like he was trying to like set me up with his ex-wife to find out to prove himself
That she
prove
was a
this.
lesbian all along.
Right, right. So I thought that was really like kind of strange, and I'm like going, why are you recruiting someone? You can't just talk to her straight out and ask her, you know. And then how I got the Instagram um, thing was actually through him. He gave me her Instagram ID, and
Oh,
then that's when she started like communicating back and forth with me like daily. So that was after I had this conversation with the ex-husband.
okay, gotcha.
So so she was all like hot and heavy and erotica, and it was really fun, and it was it was very interesting,
Right.
on Instagram. But she would never like give me you know a, a photo of her, like, okay, take a picture right now and
Right.
send it to me kind of thing. It was always like ones that I guess she had in her camera, as opposed to an instant
Right. In the
picture
mood. Right.
in the mood kind of thing. Yeah. So I just thought that it was because she was shy
Mhm.
and didn't wanted to explore, but felt guilty about it, and whatever she was going through, because it would be her first. So we're like 3.5 weeks into this
Are you
Instagram.
sexting?
um
Are you
where
sexting?
No, she
No.
still would not give me her phone number, so it
Okay.
was just on Instagram. We were
Right.
just like texting on Instagram,
I know,
whenever
but
that.
were you getting hot and heavy? Were you describing things?
Oh
Were you?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. All right.
exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And was she deciding that any of this was interesting to her, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
she was totally wanting to try things and stating that she was ready and that she was excited about me being her first, and so I was like, all right, like, so when can we meet, since you're only a few states away from me,
Right.
so, that kind of thing. So she would never commit to a time or a place kind of thing. And
Well,
then
maybe because you were giving away the milk for free. Oh, sorry.
and then I about 2 weeks ago, it was like 3.5 weeks into the Instagram, like, hot and heavy sexting, and I get a, a text from her saying, I've been deceiving someone very close to me. And I'm like going, like, who's that? And she said, you. And I'm like, really? What are you talking about? And she's like, um, I set this up. It was actually Tim, the ex-husband. He set that up to friggin' make sure that he could trust me. So so I wouldn't tell on him with the ex-wife. So
Okay.
it was
So he was just
really,
getting he was maybe he was transgender, you know,
could very well be.
and he
Yeah.
was able to fulfill his fantasy as a female
By
online.
sexting. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So needless to say, I haven't heard from Tim.
Wow.
But I never got to actually speak to the ex-wife, Jessica, so I was really bummed.
On top of everything, right?
On
Well, you
top
know,
of everything
I
else.
usually ask a question just to find out, and I shouldn't even say it because then, well, what are the chances? I usually ask how many weeks can you keep a tampon in? And
How many weeks?
yes, because
No,
they don't
you're
even
supposed to.
know. They don't know.
Oh,
Guys don't know that. Your
I
average
don't know.
guy will say 1 week or, you know, whatever. They
Okay.
won't tell you no. You don't keep it in more than whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
that's a good way to get them, flush them out.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Or just talk about anything about periods, like how messy it is, and a clot or whatever. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, we're getting really deep. But okay, so how did you feel after this? Did you feel like dirty or just
Well,
disappointed?
I was disappointed because it actually wasn't real,
Right.
like, and I thought that,
Did you
I thought that,
can you go back and make copies of your chat, or did you
oh yeah,
block him? Yeah, you
I
might want to
have all.
make a little book about that. We might want to read that.
Yeah, that might be a good little chat book.
Yeah, that would be a chat book. Yeah, a chat book.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for coming and sharing that with us. I'm sorry it worked out that way. You have had a few positive POF interactions, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
not all cougar boys.
Not all cuckoo boys, but
Uh,
mostly.
Mostly. Okay. All right. Well, we'll save the rest of them for another day. But thank
Okay.
you. And would you recommend